If you woke up one morning and found yourself in a new era without noticing, how would you feel? What if, while thinking you were living in one age, you realized you were actually trapped among the gears of another system? Maybe that's exactly what happened, because a silent, invisible revolution took place: Techno-Feudalism. This system, just like the feudal lords of the Middle Ages, birthed new masters of the digital world. But this time, land wasn't shared, data was. Not peasants, but users were bound. And capitalism began to fade away, slowly, in the shadow of the technology it created. This concept, often heard today, actually represents the hidden side of the modern world. While the old feudal lords ruled over land, today's tech giants control data territories. Companies like Google, Amazon, and Meta collect people's behaviors, tastes, fears, and desires. This data has become the most valuable resource of our age. Every click, every search, every share enters the coffers of these giants as a kind of digital product. As a result, people unknowingly become part of a new economic hierarchy, as digital serfs. The rules of capitalism, which have lasted for centuries, began to tremble at this point. The system was built on production, competition, and free market principles. But now, actual competition has disappeared, and monopolistic algorithmic power dominates the market. Data monopolies have created systems that can predict everything in advance. Human behavior is forecasted, desires are shaped, even choices are manipulated. Capitalism, which once grew up with the idea of the free individual, has now lost that freedom within itself. The individual thinks they are making their own choices, but in reality, they are only choosing from options offered by the system. The masters of this new age, the tech lords, now resemble the nobles of the past. Users pay digital rent in the form of data to access platforms. Just as peasants in the past were bound to the land, people have become dependent on social media, apps, and digital habits. Every piece of data becomes a new source of power, and this power concentrates so intensely that it exceeds even the borders of states. Beyond nations, a global digital empire is rising. States are gradually losing power against this empire. Cash flow, data control, and communication infrastructure are now in the hands of private companies. States often have no choice but to cooperate with these companies rather than protect their citizens. Artificial intelligence, data centers, and digital surveillance systems operate at a level unreachable by public authority. The balance of power shifts from the people and the state toward tech companies. This unprecedented new form of authority creates a silent but deep transformation. Digital feudal authority. In this new order, the meaning of labor has changed as well. A person's value is now measured not only by their physical or mental labor, but by the data they produce, share, and leave behind. A post, a location, a shopping preference, even these transform into economic value. But the benefit of this value goes not to the user, but to the platform owner. The digital peasant works, but the product accumulates not in mines, but in servers. And a crucial question is being asked louder and louder. Who owns the data produced by an individual? The answer is still unclear. But this uncertainty is about to become one of the fiercest battles of the future. At this point, the concept of freedom is also being questioned. The techno-feudal order presents freedom as the right to choose, but these choices are directed by algorithms. Everything from social media feeds to advertisements is predetermined. While the individual thinks they are free, they are actually becoming part of data mining. Capitalism's weakest spot appears here. Freedom has become a commodity. Some see techno-feudalism as digital evolution of capitalism, while others argue that this is a completely new era. Because for the first time, economic force is detached from physical production and based entirely on information creation and manipulation. Techno-feudalism is reshaping not only the economy, but human consciousness too. As people voluntarily accept becoming part of the system, the order becomes permanent. And thus, the most striking question emerges. Is humanity sacrificing its freedom for the sake of technology? Perhaps yes, because comfort is often more attractive than freedom. How will historians name this era a century from now? The final stage of capitalism, or the rise of new digital kingdoms? What we're experiencing today represents one of the most profound economic transformations in human history. The waning importance of capitalism means not more liberation, but greater dependency. Now, those who control algorithms, not the means of production, win. And this is quietly, but definitively, restructuring society. In the end, the picture is clear. Techno-feudalism is not an enemy that destroys capitalism. It's a new form born from within. Capitalism thrived by using technology, but in the end, technology swallowed it up. The system we live in today is ruled not by production, but by data flow. And this system is quietly rewriting the future of humanity. Perhaps, without realizing it, we are all extras in this story. Because in this era of history, freedom depends on the approval of an algorithm. Don't forget to like this video discussing the effects of techno-feudalism, subscribe to the channel, and write your thoughts in the comments. Do you think freedom is possible in the age of data? I'm curious to read your comments.